some other people join. Congrats to the playoff teams. 6 of us lucky teams in the playoffs, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. For those in the loser bracket, it is time to take stock of your life. Maybe do a little soul searching, really dig down deep and see where your problems lie. Maybe get a little counseling, and come back better next year.
We know it's 2020. Everything is turned upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Everything's turned upside down. That's why you didn't make the playoffs, is your implication.
Right. I was upside down. I should have been in the playoffs. But,
right. I call it bad.
Frick had such a good week 2 weeks ago that he outpointed me.
No.
Sorry, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I blame you, Jason.
Well, Ken, there was a bunch of 7 and 6 teams, and you had the lowest scoring points of all of them. So it wasn't just Jason.
The odd man out.
Yeah.
I had 2 high scores for the week, and this week I was close to it. But I had several times I was within a point of the low score, so that'll do it to you.
Just like everybody. I mean, you had the big injury, and that screwed you over.
Yeah.
All right. Week 12 let's go to week 12 high team score, since I didn't have one last week. And frick, man, you really fricked them up. 195 points, which I think is a all-time record for our league. I don't remember anybody scoring that much.
I would have went over 200, man.
Yeah, you're slowed down at the end. I thought you were going to cruise right through into the 200s, but yeah.
Didn't you have one player score like 60-some points?
Yeah, he had like 46 at the half.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the highest, either the first or second highest ever for a wide receiver in fantasy, of all time, which is crazy. High scoring player was Skeet Spunkley. Washington defense and special teams with 17 points. And the low scorer for the week, who I think this was his 3rd time being low scorer, was Hawk Handy with 76 points. Week 13 high scoring team was Hawk Handy, strangely enough. Went from worst to best. High scoring player had Les Wang, had Harrison Butker, who scored 17 at the kicker position. And the low scorer was Anderson Spear. Congratulations to the division winners. The cheese was the commish at 9-4. Beer was Donnie Double Stuffed, 9-4. And brought Freddie Fazletwad at an incredible 12-1. So games. Let's start with you, Freddie. Freddie versus DVL. Classic matchup of Dick versus Twat. Freddie getting scoring from all different sources. Murray, for once, had a average game, not probably below average for him. But then David Montgomery steps up. So you have a bunch of guys that can get it done, and you had pretty balanced scoring this week. 3 guys. DVL had some solid performing guys, though. He had 3 guys that made up 75% of his scoring. But that wasn't quite enough, as he had a couple guys really low scoring, including his quarterback, who I think had 4, and that just, as we know, doesn't get it done. Also, the Bears defense had -2, which didn't help him. Let's see. Donnie Double Stuff versus Les Wang. Although Donnie faded a little bit towards the end of the year, he did win his last couple and finished strong at the 3rd seed. He proved he can win this week without Mahomes having a huge week. Pretty balanced scoring attack. He had combined 8 points from his running backs. Zach had a combined 8 points from his running back, so that just doesn't get it done. I was going to ask Zach if he had to provide any emotional support to his friend and neighbor Pat on his awful performance this year, but Zach obviously didn't show up. Maybe he can watch the video and let me know. Regardless, didn't really matter that Les Wang lost. He still gets the 4th seed. I don't think it really would have mattered if he won or lost, to tell you the truth. Donnie ends the year at 9-4. Les Wang ends at 7-6, the highest of the 7-6 teams as far as scoring goes. Now, Clancy Wiggum versus Frick Spankwell. Nobody really has dealt with more adversity than Clancy Wiggum, and I was hoping he'd be here because I owe him a personal debt of gratitude for beating you, Ken, last week and doing something that I could not, which was helping to knock you out of the playoffs. Thank you, Clancy. You'll forever be in my debt, or I will forever be in your debt, sorry.
Yeah, I'll remember that, Mike.
But he just dealt too much with injuries, and he ran out of gas and fresh bodies at the end of the year. Ends up at 5-8. Now, Frick, you had quite a slide, but you did recover and ended up squeaking into the playoffs. Ended at 7-6. You know, how do you attribute, or what do you attribute your recovery to?
Beating the Wang, man.
Beating the Wang. Is that what got it all started?
Yep.
The way you did. Beaten.
Clancy finishes at 5-8. As I said, last in the Broad, but first in my heart. Hawk Handy versus Skeet Spunkley. Now, I've been thinking of changing. I see you shaking your head already. I was thinking of changing your name to Spunk Weekly to match the week scoring output you provide each week. But it's too late in the year. Maybe next year that can be your name. Despite 30 from the guy I practically had to beg you to take, the rest of your team just lays a total egg. And
you did not beg me. He was destined to be on my team.
And you lose once again.
And I'm just saying, you completely tainted my team this year because go back to what, week 2 or 3, and you're like, oh, you have potential. You screwed me over.
What? How? Okay, how does that screw you over?
Or go watch your recaps and see. You did it.
Was I on mushrooms or something when I said that?
Probably.
Hawk goes from low scorer to high scorer, as I said. 50 points from a tight end is pretty crazy when you think about it. And then he had like almost 30 from Cole Beasley. So pretty odd week as far as scoring goes for him to get the high scoring nod, but whatever, man. And I wanted to thank him for one of the payoffs for the prize wheel, or for the wheel of punishment. He paid off with a nice 6-pack of Florida. These are delicious, by the way. Blackberry agave. So we'll crack that. As I talk about this next game, which is Triple C versus Max Hedstrom. Now, again, I was hoping T would make it because I wanted to talk to him about this, but not going to lie, I was pretty nervous last night. I was up by 16, and he had the best kicker in the game with Justin Tucker. But then he ended up missing his first. The announcers totally jinxed him. If anybody watched the game, they're like, he hasn't missed a field goal inside 40 yards 70 straight times, and then he shanks it. I'm like, thank you, awesome. I am hoping for Breeze to be back because Kamara has not been the same since he went out. It seems like they just want to run. What's his name? All the time. Taysom Hill, yes. He just has taken a lot of yards away from Kamara. So hoping for the playoffs, Breeze will be back. Now T, much like Mike, was killed by injuries. He hung in there pretty well throughout the year, but then obviously faded at the end of the year. But he did make no excuses. Now, be it his injury-prone roster or his extra dangly old man balls, he didn't let anything get in his way of giving his best effort. So I appreciate that. T finishes at 5-8, and I finish at 9-4. Final game. I saved the best for last for you, Ken. Doghouse versus Anderson Spear. Now, despite quite literally playing air this week, you won, but you didn't make the playoffs. Just
I
because,
lost.
yeah. Well, your McCaffrey injury obviously probably decreased your scoring output by about 200 or 300 points total this year.
At least.
And you just could not find a way to replace that. So bad luck. I don't know if anybody at this point is going to want to draft the first or second pick anymore. I mean,
Never again.
yeah, it's a tough go of it if your guy gets injured. Now, Anderson Spear in the final act of befitting, his overall season, started two guys who gave him like zero points. I don't even know how that works, but I can't tell you if both guys actually started. He had Edwards-Helaire, and I don't know if he just didn't get any carries or if he was hurt, but he had zero, and then somebody else I can't remember had zero too. Now, I wanted to talk about the calendar for a second, and I'll ask you guys, since you're on, you actually took the time to join. Do you think the calendar should be a regular season punishment, or a total with the postseason as well, including the losers bracket?
Regular season, and I think it should take into account who shows up to these.
Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement. I kind of make the sucky like after everything to take into consideration, how people perform in their playoff games or their loser bowl bracket games. So yeah, I think we'll make the calendar a regular season punishment and just make it the worst record. And Anderson Spear really just wanted that really badly. At 2-11, he dominated the competition in that one. And judging by our beginning of the year draft, he didn't seem too upset by the prospect of doing that. So good for him. Well, once this COVID shit is over, we'll put it all together and get a calendar shoot going. Now let's talk playoffs for a second. Ben, you and I are lucky enough to have the best records in the league, and we'll get first round buys. So we'll be sitting on our asses watching everybody else play this week.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is, quite nice. Then we got DVL versus Les Wang, and Frick versus Donnie Doublestuff. And Frick, since you're the only one here of those remaining 4 teams, why don't you give your input on how you see these playoffs going?
The bummer is I need Patrick Mahomes to play good because I have Tyreek Hill. So,
Well,
Steve, Tyreek Hill, my team sucks.
you just have to have him throw all his touchdowns to Tyreek Hill. You just can't have him spread it around, right?
Nice.
And that's a pretty good bet. I mean, the way he's been playing, it's crazy. Well, Kelsey is always a good target too. As far as the losers bracket goes, remember that the winner of the losers bracket gets to pick their position for the draft next year.
Cheers.
What? Ken, are you frozen? Is everybody frozen? Am I freezing up?
I don't know. Am I?
I'm not for.
Okay. All
I
right.
can
You
see
guys are
everybody
freezing
else.
on my end.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now you're back. Okay. So remember, losers bracket, win. You get to pick your spot. You're probably going to pick like 6th or 7th. You don't want the 1st or 2nd pick because that's just been unlucky last couple years.
Yeah, we know who the favorite is in the losers bracket.
Ben, how you feeling being the number 1 seed? It's nice sitting out a week, but a lot of added pressure being, number 1 seed. This could be a reversal of what we saw in year 1.
I know. I'm nervous who wins that first bracket because those were my 2 toughest games this year, I think.
Yeah.
I played Will twice, and I barely won each time. And Steve's the only other one that beat me.
Yeah, so you'd get obviously the lowest remaining seed. So obviously, if Jason wins, you get him.
Oh, it's that one.
I think that's how it
I
works
didn't
anyway.
think it worked that way.
It doesn't work that way?
I don't think so. Last year that he gets whoever is in that top one.
Yeah,
whoever's
that's
Oh,
what I
really? That's
I
dumb.
think that's because I was surprised when that did that one of the first years I was in it.
Yeah. Now that you say that, there is odd. Like I've always thought the highest seed would get the lowest remaining seed, but yeah, in
Yeah.
previous years, I don't think that's always worked out that way.
I don't think so.
I don't know what logic they use, but I guess they stick straight with the bracket. So you'd get winner of 5 and 4, and I get winner of 6 and 3. Okay.
Right.
Whatever. All right. May the best man win, right?
Yeah.
Or the seventh best man.
So we have 2 wheel of punishments, I guess, to do real quick, and that would be for Hawk Handy and Anderson Spear.
Because if he wins,
Should we do them both as one, or should we roll for them separately?
Wasn't Anderson Spear already out of that from that time?
No. He got that 3 times. So he got the original time where he said, "I'll roll again, but if I get free or if I get safe again, I get safe next time." And he used that.
Oh, okay.
So he
Not every
has
time,
to. Yeah,
okay.
he has to pay up this time. All right. So we will just. I'm going to do 2 separate rolls. The way I roll safe all the time, I want to at least get one of them. All right. Let's go for Hawk Handy first. Oh, Jesus Christ! Really? Safe. Okay. Now Anderson Spear. Oh yes, beer wench.
Beer win.
So he owes Pat. You owe Eric the 6-pack of his choice. So touch base with him on that. We'll also have to work out a time for the march of the sign through the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't forgot about that. It's going to happen. Probably won't happen right away, but we'll make it happen. All right, boys. Any final words?
Playoffs.
All right.
Good luck.
Good luck, everybody. Kirk, Ken, good luck in the losers bracket.
I won't need it.
One here. Gonna get my choice.
See you guys.
Bye. Bye.